Hello and welcome to Mindful Living, where we explore the art of living with the intention, balance, and inner peace. I am Avik, your host, guiding you through conversations on health, meditation, mental well being, mindfulness, and the mind body connection. Each episode features expert insights to help you grow, heal, and thrive. So, take a deep breath, relax, and join us on this journey to a more mindful and fulfilling life. So, let's get started.
Hello and welcome, listeners, to another interesting episode on the Mindful Living podcast. I'm your host, Sana, and today we have a truly inspiring guest, Aisha Makara. Aisha is a creative powerhouse with a fascinating life journey that spans from being orphaned at the age of 2 in Mongolia to becoming a world traveler, entrepreneur, and artist with over 60 countries visited. She has carved a unique path in her life from founding a boutique hotel in Lisbon to having her artwork sent into space with SpaceX. Aisha's passion for joyful living is evident in her recently published Joyful Living Guidebook, which offers simple yet powerful strategies to stay joyful and centered in a fast paced world. And today, on this Mindful Living podcast episode, we'll be diving deep into the art of joyful living, exploring how we can cultivate joy, creativity, and courage in our everyday lives. So, listeners, please join me in welcoming Aisha to the show. Aisha, it's an honor to have you with us today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate this. I'm very grateful to be here too with you guys and sharing my life experience.
Lovely. That's really lovely. Aisha, your journey, when I was just reading the introduction, it is a testament to resilience and creativity. So, can you share with us what inspired you to write the Joyful Living Guidebook and what joy means to you personally?
Well, joy was the part of my life. It was always a way of being for me. And I always look at the things as opportunity to create and see the opportunity what anything that life throw towards me. And I feel like every time when I have a dream, so I would love to accomplish that dream. I would love to achieve it, and I have this like a very strong motivation within me to do it. I have a picture. I create a whole picture the way I do it, and so every time when I dream, I walk the dream, towards what I want to do. For example, one of my things like to send my art to the space. I didn't know how it's going to happen. I knew that it's going to happen in some point in my life. When opportunity will arrive, I will take it. And after when I sent my art to the space, I decided to write a book about joy or joyful living, because when we are in a joyful vibration and when we are happy and joyful, the positivity, or like I call it opportunities, came into our life. And what we get to do is to look, observe, and kind of understanding what we want to create, what is all of these opportunities coming into our life, what we get to create, what is our next dream, and take it as in a joyful way, like with a open heart and trust.
Mm, that is lovely. So, there's a belief that true joy comes from stability and routine rather than a nomadic lifestyle or constant change. So, how do you reconcile this with your own experience of finding joy in uncertainty and adventure?
Well, for sure, it's not easy. I mean, it's different, of course. And I believe right now, after traveling so much and being in the move for so long, I feel everything in life, it's about routine, and everyone is, have a different way of looking at life, or different way of living life. And I feel
Mhm.
like for example, I love to travel, so it's not easy to create a routine when you're traveling a lot, and at the same time have like some kind of like a very like few routine structure. For example, in my case, it's a meditation. Meditation can be something very powerful when you like by meditating. It can be like every morning. It can be like during the day. It can be like in some point, like when you stay sitting on the bus, or when you're walking the walk. It doesn't need to be exactly like lying in the bed, or I feel like it's state of mind, like be in that state of mind. But the thing is like sometimes we need to have like I call like affirmations, or positive words when we're living in a world where everyone is just being busy, and
Yeah.
understand that we don't need to be busy doing all of that. When we sit down, observe, like I call like a stop, observe, and let it go, we understand what matters for us and what doesn't matter, because we're clearing up the picture of all of that busyness, because
Mm.
we have one life. And I believe like when we add joy into our life, we want to have a joyful people around us. And
Mm.
that's one of the things that this um, joyful people can be different. It doesn't need to be joyful the way I imagined for myself. It can be like, let them be joyful the way they are. For example, what joy for you, it's not maybe the same what joy for me. And that's
Mm.
the clarity on the way of being joyful. So I let people be the way they are. But the thing is like, I understand me traveling and being like in my travelings, I started to get clarity what joyful life I want to live. You know, that's something I'm working on right now, like a full time.
That's lovely. That's lovely, Alicia. So, how has living in the moment and embracing new experiences across so many countries, cultures, contributed to your own sense of joy and fulfillment and your outlook towards life?
It's all about opportunities. For example, I when I was living in Norway. And
Mhm.
honestly, I had this opportunity for me to start to travel around the world, because Norway has completely different way of looking at things. People traveling a lot, people learning English, and or from the first grade, and it's like normal at school. And for
Mm.
me, when I moved to Norway, I learned that how powerful I am, how much I can go and explore. And I spent, of course, some time to learn Norwegian and English. And at the same time, every time I had opportunity to travel, I traveled. And I started to discover more countries. I did a lot of solo trips. Even so, I didn't speak any English that time. I mean, my English was very poor, and I get to go many
Mhm.
places with my vocabulary. And it was like a book, because like that time was not so strong, was a Google translator. So for me, for example, when I see the opportunity, I take them, special opportunity that connected to my dreams, and that I know that this opportunity will bring me to the next what I want to do in my life. And the funny things, when you're in the present in the moment, and that's the magic is happening. You get to be so present in the moment to listen what
Mm.
universe or God want to give you in this moment, and
Yep.
be brave to take it. um, Not so many people have a bravery to actually communicate their dream,
Yes.
communicate their wishes. And I believe like it's important to do, like, because universe and God wants you to live the best life that you're creating or imagine for yourself here and now.
That's true. That's true. That is lovely. Very inspiring, Alicia.
Thank
So,
you.
in a world that often prioritizes achievement and material success, how do you encourage people to focus on cultivating joy in their daily lives? We compare ourselves with others. We see on social media, oh, they have a great house, they have car, they have money, they are, all that flashy lifestyle. And so, what simple actions do you suggest we can take to stay joyful, even in stressful times?
For me, it's easy to add joy. I mean, or happiness in our life. When was a meditation? I call it like meditation is a part of it. And when it's sunny outside, I look at the sun and I'm breathing and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's sunny, amazing day. It's every day. It's opportunity to add the joy in our everyday life, just to see it. For example, you see your child smile, or you did something that you haven't done before. For example, you went a swim today, or you did something like add every time something that you haven't done for a while and you would like to do that, and what it takes to do that today. Organize your day today and just add something that brings you a little bit more joy. It can be maybe go to the ice cream store that you haven't gone for like a while. Maybe it can be call a friend that you haven't talked for a while. Every day it's opportunity, and every day we have a time to do something that add joy. And for me, for example, I don't compare myself to other people. I don't, I think I get to compare myself from yesterday and how I can be better tomorrow, the way I can improve something in my life. I just say, okay, today, for example, I smoke a cigarette. Let's say like this, right? And I know that I don't want to do that, but or like I would love to reduce it or something like that. And I, instead to like punish myself or like say, oh, you said to yourself, you're going to smoke 5 cigarettes today, and you smoke like 6. But I do the opposite. I say like, okay, well, I said to myself I will do 5, but today I did 6, because this, I motivate myself in the sense that every day, tomorrow, for example, I will do 5, maybe I will do 3, I don't know, maybe I will do 0. But the thing is, it's all about creating a space for myself to be myself, like to let my body to still like be in the moment. That's what my body feels right now. That's what my body, for example, if you're having a glass of wine and you said to yourself like, I will have a glass of wine just on Fridays, and here you are like having a glass of wine maybe on Tuesday. The thing is, I'm inviting people, look at this as a way to improve yourself, and instead to start to go in a loop of punishment and negativity, go in a loop of positivity and say, okay, today I've done it, tomorrow it's a new day, it's a new opportunity for me to do something different about myself, to improve something in my day. And you started to improve things in your day, not like in your 1 week or 1 year, but like today it's a day to do something nice and something joyful.
True, that's true. And in your book, you talk about staying centered in a fast developing society. So, what mindful practices or routines have helped you stay grounded and joyful, no matter where you are in the world?
For me, it's affirmations, meditations, mantras. I do chanting. I do walking on do everyday walks. That's my way of stay mindful and, in my own kind of like a track. I always do my best to stay on I call it like a Zen mode. And of course, when we are like too much in an environment where it's so stressful, when you get to work too much with other people, you pick up that stress slowly. But the thing is, don't allow that stress to grow in you. This is why I'm inviting people to practice mantras, chanting affirmations, meditations, and read like one sentence a day that inspiring, and do the walks. I really recommend to do the walks in the morning, in the evenings. At least like start it with like, I don't know, 30 minutes. Do like very short walk. It helps you to move a little bit your blood, and instead to like, when we're sitting too much, it doesn't move our blood, and that's why I feel like we're getting stressed, because it's stuck in our brain, like the doesn't move so much. And we do the walks, we can think, we can by doing meditation or affirmation, we more we're doing it, we're feeling that life, it's we're the creators of this life. I'm the creator. So we're feeling I'm the center, and everyone is moving around me. And if someone is stressing you out, communicate it in a loving and joyful way. Do your best to communicate that to other people, saying to them, you make me stressed. Why it's happening? Let's communicate about that. Or if you see someone is stressing out, you ask them how I can support you to feel less stressful, for example. So like every time it's about like the way to understand the situation and actually the environment that we're in, and understand the way we communicate with that environment, because we're the center of our universe. We have a power to communicate around our surroundings the way we would like to live our life, right? This is why we get to work on our boundaries and communicate in a mindful way, get clarity on the vision and mission. And I believe like everything has a meaning when we create that meaning, because in reality, you still will live life. Like it doesn't matter what you do, but create that, meaning for yourself and live by that. Or like these principles and values for yourself and live by them. You don't need to compare yourself to anyone else. You don't need to compare how much successful you are, or how much money you have in your pocket. Ask yourself, I'm happy right now. What makes me happy? What actually makes me joyful and happy in my day? When I forget about all of social media and all the people who is richer than me or poorer than me, like by understanding who I am, what makes me happy. Just ask yourself like questions, journal that as well. Like journaling is helping as well to understand deeper ourselves.
Lovely. So you have experienced a diverse range of cultures and communities, from the Burning Man global village to your nomadic travels. And your work has also been sent to space. So how have these experiences shaped your understanding of joyful living? And what lessons can we learn from other cultures about finding joy in our everyday lives?
But I'm inspire people like, oh, I'm actually communicating with people. Anything is possible when we have a clear goal or clear idea what we would like to achieve. For example, when first time I went to the Burning Man, and for me was experience that I just fell in love with. I was like, wow, that's a world of amazing people who give each other hugs, who's like so kind to each other, and it's all about sharing and caring or something like that. And it's like I just started to come with ideas and suggestions when I entered a team, or like a called camp that I've been part of. And that's how I become a leader of the camp. That's how it's like just being authentic yourself. I go like, continue to be authentic yourself. This is how you can create opportunities for yourself. It's like, it's not thinking what if, it's just doing what you feel right for yourself to do. You're thinking first about yourself. In this case, for example, I'm thinking first about myself. And I get to put myself first to do something that I want to do. I cannot do that anyone else because it's my dream, right? It's my things. I have a vision. I have either I can just motivate and inspire, but the thing is I get to walk the walk myself and be in the first line by being example. But I get to be this example for myself, you know? And for me, like I understand that many times maybe I share too much and of my, of my reality because I would like to invite people and I would love to show them, oh look, I can do it, you can do it too, And but the thing is, everyone is different. Everyone has their own ideas, the way they want to live life, and that's why I get to be more careful of, sharing my life with other people and showing them. And it's a learning. You're learning through your own mistakes and the way um, of understanding how the life works and appreciate what we have. Or like I appreciate what I have. But the thing is like I have this way of seeing, and I would love to really like show it to other people. And now I'm realizing that my book can help just give ideas, give thoughts, like, and maybe people will create their own way of joyful living. And that's my, faith to guide people through to understand that they can do it.
Mm. True. That's true. Lovely, lovely, Aisha. That was really, really a great conversation we had. And finally, before we wrap up, if our listeners want to connect with you, explore your experiences and your book, Joyful Living Guidebook, how they can do that.
Right now, my book, you can just Google it, Joyful Living Guidebook, and you find it on the different platforms. You can get the hardcover, you can get the ebook, you can get the paper book. You can also go to my website, Aisha.today, AISHA dot TODAY, where you can get more information about me, book the time with me. I have also a mentorship program, one-on-one, where when person who wants to take the program can schedule the call with me, 30 minutes call, where we can go through all the process and the way we can I can guide them through the process and what they want to achieve in their life. Kind of like a structure their strategy towards where they want to walk. And I'm also people can book me as a public speaker right now. It's also on my website. They can book me as a public speaker, so I can do like right now speaking, motivational speaking and inspirational speaking to the different auditorium, if it's like for the organization or non-profit or I'm open to do that. Open that space to do that.
We'll have all the links, all the details mentioned in the show notes for our listeners. And Alicia, thank you so much for sharing your incredible journey and your insights on joyful living with us today. And your story is such an inspiration, and also I'm very confident your Joyful Living Guidebook, it offers so many practical tools for cultivating joy in our own lives, seeking joy in small but yet those great moments. And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it, and really was inspiring. And your question was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia, for your kind words. And listeners, for those of you who wish to connect with Aisha or explore more about her resources, I hope today's episode has reminded you that joy is not something we wait for, it's something we can create and nurture every day. And if you'd like to learn more about Aisha's work or explore her guidebook, We'll have all the links in the show notes along with this episode on your favorite podcast platform. Until next time, stay mindful, stay joyful, and take care of yourselves.
Joyful living. Namaste.
Namaste.